Hello fellow teammates and welcome back to the IN team. In today's video, we'll be going over the hangar locations. We'll be showing you an aerial look at each location, their position on the map, and any businesses or points of interest nearby, followed by our pros and cons. So no matter if this is a first time purchase or if you're switching locations, this guide will help you determine what's the best hangar for your gaming style. To get started, you'll need to go to Maze Bank Foreclosures, then select the hangar category to filter out all other business types. So we're going to start with the hangars at Los Santos International Airport. Here you have Hangar A17, which normally costs $1.2 million, and Hangar 1, which normally costs a little over $1.5 million. And as you can see, they're both positioned very close to each other on the map. The only real difference between these two are the outside cosmetics. Hangar 1 is close to triple the size of A17. So Hangar A17 is centrally located right off the tarmac and is directly behind the airport. You're able to walk or drive behind the hangar or beach a boat on the shore behind it. No roof access, but the building to the left of it does, if that's something you're looking for. This hangar will also occasionally have a mallard sitting outside the front. There's also a couple other open hangars nearby that have aircrafts that spawn in. Next, we have Hangar 1. This hangar is also positioned behind the airport, and you can see the outside of this one is significantly larger. This hangar sits at the far end of the tarmac, so you have tons of space to land or park anything you need. You can drive or walk around this hangar as well, although there's not as much space as the A17. And this one does have roof access around the back. You'll see a ladder on the back left side if you're facing the hangar. One neat thing is one of the open hangars sits directly to the right of this location, which will occasionally spawn various aircrafts. As for businesses or points of interest, we have the LSIA nightclub. Behind that we have a 10-car garage, as well as the arena and the La Porta vehicle warehouse. The Ellison nightclub and the docks are also not that far away. So these locations are great if you want something with a lower price tag or if you tend to stay in Los Santos. They're close to several other businesses and have tons of open space. But these two do sit at the south end of the map. So if you spend a lot of time in Blaine County, then you may want to choose a different location. Which brings us to the hangars in Fort Zancudo. There's 3 hangars here. You have Hangar 3499, which costs a little under $2.7 million. Hangar A2, which costs $3.25 million, and Hangar 3497, which costs a little over $2 million. And just like the hangars at the Los Santos International Airport, these hangars are also pretty close to each other. Starting off with Hangar 3499, this one sits on the west side of Fort Zancudo. There's plenty of space to land aircrafts or park your vehicles in the front. You are able to travel around the whole hangar, and you have your own private parking lot in the back. And if you travel down the airstrip a little bit, you'll run into these ports that host several spawning aircrafts that are available for use. Next, we have Hangar A2. This location is the most expensive hangar, is one of the largest cosmetically, and sits in the middle of Fort Zancudo. And there's a spawning area right in front of the hangar, so you have quick access to the jets and other spawning aircrafts. And like the others, there's space to travel around this location, and you can actually climb to the roof of this hangar if you need to. If you're facing the hangar, you can gain access to the roof on the back right and the front left side. Up next is Hangar 3497. This hangar is a little smaller cosmetically. It sits next to an open hangar to the right that will occasionally spawn in aircrafts and is in walking distance of Hangar A2. There's a decent amount of space to drive or walk around this hangar as well, and you'll also have roof access from the front left side. And directly across from the hangar, you'll see another spawning location where the base stages aircrafts. There's actually several of these locations scattered around the base, so you'll have quick access to the aircrafts that spawn here no matter where you are. And there's actually not much in points of interest for the Fort Zancudo hangars. The closest business is the Fort Zancudo bunker, which sits off the west side of the base, which makes it closest to Hangar 3499. One big perk to owning one of these hangars is that they grant you air access over Fort Zancudo. Without it, you can receive a 4-star wanted level for flying over the airbase. So the Fort Zancudo hangars are great if you spend a lot of time in Blaine County, or if you want air clearance over the airbase. And some have roof access if you need it, but they are far from the city and most major points of interest, and they are the most expensive locations. So in our opinion, LSIA Hangar A17 and Fort Zancudo Hangar A2 are the top locations, simply due to them being positioned in the middle of their respective airfields. But all 5 hangar locations are pretty great, so the best spot will really depend on your playing style. If you are purchasing one simply for the aircraft storage, then one of the cheaper locations may suit you better. But if you're planning on engaging in the air freight business, then where you spend most of your time in the game will probably be the biggest factor. So let us know your thoughts. Let us know down below what features you liked or didn't like about these locations. Tell us which hangar you ended up purchasing. If the Fort Zancudo air clearance played a factor, and if you're switching locations, let us know what caused you to switch. And thank you all for watching. We hope this guide helped you find your new location. If it did, a like goes a long way. Subscribe if you're new with notifications, and we'll see you next time, teammates.